Nagatacho has been rocked by party chair Ogikubo's sudden retirement due to illness. Long a central figure in politics, Ogikubo was the prime minister's last ally in keeping parliament together.
An election shall be held to reaffirm the will of the people. I look forward to a new Citizens' Liberal Party and a new cabinet.
The prime minister made more shockwaves later that day. In the afternoon, he announced he would appoint Ryo Aoki to Ogikubo's now vacant post. Aoki will be the first sitting governor to also serve as the ruling party's chair. This bold move is sure to have ripple effects.
How are you feeling, former chairman?
Surely the governor of Tokyo can read. My sign says no visitors.
Oh, suddenly rules are important to you.
Naturally.
Shouldn't you concern yourself with the rules you've already broken? For example, counterfeiting. Your crimes put the entire national economy at risk.
Do you know how many lives were saved by what you call a crime? Hundreds. Any politician can say they built a road or passed a law. But how many can say they caught people who fell through the cracks? You think you're talented enough to do that in my stead?
Oh, I've got plenty of talents. I just use them very differently compared to you. For example, I managed to fit your downfall into my already very busy schedule.
A governor as the party chair. Nothing could be more ripe for corruption.
Oh, everything I'm gonna do will be labeled scandalous by withered old men like you. But by next year, Japan will have a new standard, and it will have been written by me.
Spoken like a true amateur.
Amateur, huh? Let me ask you, do you remember my first election 10 years ago? I asked you for the Citizens' Liberal Party endorsement. You insulted me. Your exact words were, "Bleach Japan is a bunch of kids playing at politics." Your home district is Kanagawa's second, isn't that right? I'm happy to tell you, Bleach Japan will be running a candidate there in the next election cycle, and he'll have the Citizens' Liberal Party's ringing endorsement. So, how does it feel to have everything taken from you by a bunch of kids? Our candidate's victory in Kanagawa's District 2 is all but certain. So I've come up with a plan for taking out the trash in Ijincho. Of course, we'll probably lose half the population.
Are you calling the people of Ijincho trash?
I'm calling them disposable.
Pardon me?
What did you call them? People who fell through the cracks? Can't you see that's their own fault for becoming so dependent on the gray zones? They're responsible for maintaining their home, and they failed. That's what makes them disposable. But I must be going. As I said, I've got a busy schedule. Happy retirement, my former chair. I truly wish that for you. I hope you'll visit Ijincho after its beautiful new developments are complete. You'll hardly recognize it, and I can't wait to see the look on your face when you see it.
So, This your hideout?
Yep, go ahead. Make yourself at home.
I'd love to, but, where could I even do that?
Yes. The square footage of this place leaves something to be desired.
Well, excuse me. I'm hearing some pretty high standards for a couple of pad crashers.
We're not crashing it. Namba-san gave us permission.
Who the hell says no to Jungi Han when he has to stay the night? I mean, it's freaking Jungi Han.
Hey, where are the rest of your people now that Komijul HQ is gone?
They're fixing the surveillance system. It will take some time for it to be fully restored.
Well, I get why Jungi Han is staying here, since his place is a pile of ashes. What's Xiao's excuse?
It's not like I could just keep living in Qingchen after stepping down from the Liumeng. Wouldn't have sent the right message. So, I've joined the ranks of the homeless.
Still doesn't explain why you need to stay here.
Maybe because information collects where people do. And this group does seem to be in the know.
We do? But we don't even know what happened to Bleach Japan. Did the police ever put a stop to all that craziness?
The police? Kasuga-kun, haven't you seen the news?
No, I haven't had the time.
Well, Bleach Japan's reputation in Ijincho, hell all of Japan, is golden after the Komijul thing.
What?
Oh yeah, you wouldn't believe the headlines. Despite peril, brave Bleach Japan topples Komijul gang. Grassroots org achieves what police never could. Shit like that.
Wow, great journalism. No spin at all.
That's not even the worst of it. The reports say that Komijul committed arson during its fight with Bleach Japan. And in the blaze, Bleach Japan director Ogasawara perished.
He's dead?
Wait, what happened? He was definitely alive after the fire. That's when we interrogated him.
Yeah, then the Omi Alliance rescued him. Why would he be... Wait, did they?
Yes, they probably killed him. I had that thought right away. At least he died the way he wanted to, as a hero of the revolution.
That guy? A hero? Why'd they kill him?
Because he squawked like a bird when you interrogated him. Why wouldn't they off the guy? Now they're just milking his death for all it's worth. Honestly, it's a brilliant move, making it look like he died in the Komijul fire. No crime reports, cops and doctors wouldn't bat an eye. And Bleach Japan gets a nice, tragic death to go on about.
Damn. I wish we'd picked a fight with dumber enemies.
But what can we do? Go to the police and explain how we abducted Ogasawara?
What would be the point? Half the force is on Mabuchi's payroll. No, they would just book our asses.
So Aoki has everyone marching along to his little tune. All in step.
Young master.
Okay, Bleach Japan's got us by the short hairs there. But what about the fact they were trespassing on Komijul property?
Well, they must have figured the public would think the ends justified the means. And they were right. The public thinks Bleach Japan is the hero of this story. The police will never prosecute them for trespassing.
At this rate, the Komijul and the Liumeng are going to be extinct in Ijincho. And people like you who give us shelter will be an endangered species. I wish I didn't have to say this, but I suggest you make other living arrangements.
I can't. I'm waiting for someone to contact me here.
Who?
Arakawa-san, he's about to go all in with his next gamble. When that happens, he'll need strong allies.
More than he's already got?
I can't say anymore. I'm sorry.
Me too.
I'll be in touch.
Well then. But isn't Masumi Arakawa the man who shot you?
The boss wasn't trying to kill me. He shot me so I could live.
Sorry, but don't you think that's still kinda fucked up?
It's a long story. Buy me a beer sometime and I'll tell you all about it. But right now, while we've got you on the team, we need to get shit done. We need to stock up on money and supplies because nobody knows what the hell will happen next.
That's for sure.
With the fall of the Great Wall of Muscle and Yokohama's rising crime rate, the city's villains grow even more powerful. Be on the lookout as you may encounter formidable, never-before-seen foes. Oh, it's red now. Seems like a lot of enemies who drop crests have been showing up lately. Guess the Tojo clan butted heads with more than just a few folks around town. Hunt these guys down and snag yourself some crests. Zhao's rather demanding experience as the leader of the Yokohama Liumang has toughened him up against bleeding, fear, rage, and silence. Welcome back to Let's Play Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yeah, the indicator is red. Yeesh. So I guess now is when enemies actually drop crests. So today is at least going to start off being upkeep. I want to go through our bonds and our new karaoke tracks. We also, of course, have new part-time hero stuff, Rescue, Isobe Alley for athletic insoles and sturdy iron, and Romance Street for motivational headband and immaculate pains. Also at this point, I think I should grind through all the takedowns, but that's another thing entirely. And then, of course, like I said, when we do, oh, we got a golden mantis somewhere in there. When we do side questing, we're also going to be doing the Kappa and Cat quests. But we do have Tianyo Zhao, who uses a Chinese saber, expert's helmet, wonder gown, survival boots. Worldly cigar is his experience accessory. Motivational headband, unable to be affected by sleep. Well, let's look at your job next. Zhao is friggin' cool, man. No, it's under check jobs, Zhao. Falling Fang, damage an enemy with acrobatic saber slashing, may leave the enemy bleeding. Dragon's Vortex, repeatedly damage an enemy with spin kicks performed close to the ground. Blinding Viper, damage an enemy with a punch that emulates a viper striking from the shadows, may lower the enemy's accuracy. Whirling Blade Dance, damage an enemy with a rushing saber attack, also deals collateral damage to enemies caught in between, may cause bleeding. Dragon's Ascension, repeatedly damage an enemy with stylish spin kicks, may leave the enemy stunned. Level 10 gets Shell Shatter, damage an enemy with a palm heel strike that can shatter a turtle god's shell, may lower the enemy's defense. Rapid Crane Kick, damage an enemy by jumping into the air like a crane and kicking, may leave the enemy stunned. Sanguine Blade Dance, repeatedly damage an enemy with a graceful saber attack, may leave the enemy bleeding. I feel like a crit rate is good on him. Seismic Shockwave, Zhao builds up power after targeting an enemy, then on the next turn unleashes a devastating attack, hits the surrounding enemies as well, so you actually have time to buff him after he uses it. And Drunken Tiger Fist, damage an enemy with a strike that resembles a drunken tiger. The drunker Zhao is, the more likely he'll land a critical hit. And, of course, two cutscene skills, Essence of the Phoenix Blade, damage an enemy with a brilliant display of fire and steel, may leave the enemy burned. And Essence of Ladder Acrobatics, elegantly swing a ladder to damage all enemies, may knock out the last enemy who is hit. And then its stats. It's the Gangster class. Alright, so, yeah, I'm not going to be chiming in a whole lot today, just because, you know, it's a dialogue-heavy episode. Let's start with Nanba.
You drinking, Namba?
Oh, Ichiban. Glad you're here. We need to talk.
We do? Is it something serious?
Look, I need to tell you I'm sorry for lying.
You mean about chasing the counterfeit bill?
Yeah. Think you can forgive me?
Come on, you know we're past that. What's important is your brother got released. All's well that ends well, right? That said, maybe now's a good time to tell me if there's any other holes in your story. You really were a nurse at some point, right?
Well, of course I was a nurse. How else could I have brought you back from the brink of death?
Good point. Then what about the part where you sold hospital meds? Didn't you say that's how you got your nursing license revoked?
Well, that's the short version, but it's more complicated, actually.
What do you mean?
You'll be the first person I've ever told this to, so I hope you plan on sitting for a while.
Yeah, man, I'm all ears.
Back in elementary school, I read about Florence Nightingale. That's when I knew I was meant to be a nurse. Helping the sick, people being grateful for it, it's all I ever wanted in life. But when I finally put on my scrubs, it was different. Endless late shifts, difficult patients, never a word of thanks. Eventually, I just stopped caring. Little by little, I started cutting corners any way I could. I'd pretend not to hear the intercom, and instead, I'd go doze off somewhere. By the time I hit 40, I had no idea why I ever went into the field. But then one day, this new girl named Mizue showed up. And in her introduction, she brought up who else but Nightingale.
Just like you, huh?
We had the same role model, but she still had her spirit. She would rush toward every patient in the ward, never missed a beat. On top of that, she always had the sweetest smile.
So, you had a thing for her?
Are you kidding me? She was 23 and a looker, and I was just a middle-aged loser.
You ever seen those old dudes walking around with hot young arm candy? You gotta be like those guys.
Well, those guys also have cash to spare.
Not always. If you could clean up a little and stay on top of the trends, I bet you'd be covered in ladies, instead of pigeon shit.
Wow. Can't believe you'd say that to my face. But you're probably right.
Anyway, back to Mizue-chan. What happened?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Whenever I saw her working, I could feel my old self coming back. That young version of me, who used to give it his all.
Well, that's a good sign.
If only I had half her stamina and wasn't twice her age. Anyway, one night I was a little sleepier than usual, so I went out to the back lawn, thinking maybe I could sneak in a nap. And suddenly, I heard a noise from behind. I turned around to find the storeroom we keep the medicine in wide open, and Mizue-chan was walking out alone.
Was she restocking? I mean, if you were slacking off, she was probably having to bust her ass.
Well, that's the thing. In our hospital, only the pharmacists have access to the storeroom. Mizue-chan and I were just nurses. We didn't even need to go in there.
Then what was she doing?
Well, at the time, there was a rumor floating around the hospital.
Uh-oh.
Medicine would keep disappearing. The list never matched the inventory. According to the rumors, someone was swiping medicine and selling it. Illegally.
No way. And that was Mizue-chan?
It was. As my eyes adjusted, I could clearly see her arms were full of medicine boxes.
But why would she need to sell medicine?
From what I heard, her parents were under a mountain of debt. So, to lighten some of their load, Mizue-chan was paying everything she could. But a single nurse's salary wouldn't get them out of the hole. No way.
So she was stealing the meds to do it?
Yep. And I was the sole eyewitness. Thing is, Mizue-chan never noticed me there. Now, if it was you, Ichiban, what would you have done?
Well, calling her out on it would seem to be the right thing to do. But I guess she wasn't stealing it just to be a criminal, huh?
Not in the slightest. She was only doing it for her family. I mean, yeah, she was breaking the law, but she wasn't trying to hurt anyone.
Plus, getting caught would cost her her job. Then the debt would only have gotten worse. With all that in mind, I'd say it's a pretty tough call to make.
Huh. Now you're on the same page I was. Anyway, in the end, All I could do was watch her walk away without saying a word. If there ever was a criminal who deserved a free pass, it was Mizue-chan. That was what I thought at the time, so I turned a blind eye.
And what happened after that?
It wasn't long before Mizue-chan's actions caught up with her. The hospital director decided to get the police involved and started gathering evidence.
He waited that long to take action?
Well, he was trying to resolve it internally, being that the hospital's reputation was at stake. I guess he got sick of having a thief under his nose, so he escalated it to the next logical step.
But if the cops caught Mizue-chan stealing, that'd be bad news.
She'd have a police record and her name in all the papers. To be honest, it was only a matter of time. She had her whole life ahead of her. How could that happen to someone so young? And on the other hand, you've got me. A guy who totally burned out. A guy who couldn't be further from Florence Nightingale. Better a saint like Mizue-chan stay at the hospital than a sack of shit like me, wouldn't you say?
Namba, are you telling me you...
Yeah. I went up and confessed to the whole thing. Stealing, selling, and all.
And that's how you lost your nursing license?
Yep. No, and I got fired too. Naturally.
Man, you went all out for that girl. Did she ever contact you after that? Even a call or a letter?
Not that I'm aware. In a matter of hours, I was out of a job and out on the streets.
You regret any of it?
Well, my brother disappeared not long after, so even if I didn't get canned, I would have quit on my own anyway. So, no, to answer your question. Though I do have to admit, I would like to see Mizue-chan off when she goes overseas.
She's going overseas?
Yeah. She always dreamed of running off to some developing country where they really need medical professionals.
She took that Nightingale shit seriously.
Our hospital had an international dispatch program, available to staff nurses with at least 3 years tenure. This year would be Mizue-chan's third, and I know she would take advantage of it.
Well, in that case, why not go say farewell?
If only I could. For starters, I don't even know when she leaves.
Maybe if you ask one of your old nurse buddies, they'll tell you.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm the little rat who stole the medicine, if you forgot that detail. They want nothing to do with me.
Well, hello, boys. Don't worry, the life of the party's here. Care to bring me up to speed?
Oh, Sachan. Wait, are you drunk?
I think you're drunk. Now, fill me in, if you please.
Oh, Namba here was going off on one of his hobo horror stories again.
Hobo horror stories?
Well, no house means no toilet, right? Care to guess what he had to do when he had the shits?
Yeah, I'd rather not. And here I was, thinking I'd get actual substance out of two grown men instead of literal crap.
Thanks for covering for me.
I got you, man.
I don't mind if we let Sayoko know at some point, but preferably not when she's plastered.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kasuga feels his bond with Namba grows stronger. Namba will now gain more experience when he's not in the active party and can now change to the fortune teller job. Namba continues to absolutely rule. I really hope I hit record. Yes, I did. Okay. Part of why I'm doing the bonds now is that back row XP bonus. Let's do Sayako next. Well, let's change the background music a little. Daytona. Oh, of course. That makes sense that it would have.
Yo, Sachan.
Oh, Ichiban. Perfect timing. Listen to this.
What's up? Oh, is it about Nanoha?
Yeah. I worked up the courage to call her and asked if she'd been caught up with any bad guys lately.
And how'd that go?
Well...
Not good, huh? Gotta say, I wouldn't have started with the bad guys line.
I just couldn't find the right thing to say.
Yeah, I know it's hard. But all that matters is getting Nanoha away from that dirtbag.
I don't know. We'd been apart for so many years, I was probably way out of line to tell her to break up with her boyfriend. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't even take my calls if she knew I've been checking up on her this entire time. But at least she still doesn't realize I know about her being employed at a soapland. She can never find out, not ever. I'll pretend not to know for the rest of our lives if I have to. But how do I help her without letting on what I know? If I do nothing, Katsuragawa might bankrupt her and she'll end up right back at the soapland. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? I'm freaking out!
Wish I could help. Well, how about some herbal tea?
Herbal tea? I need a drink! Something to numb all this anxiety!
Numbing your feelings ain't gonna do shit. What you need right now is to clear your mind and think of a solution. And herbal tea usually helps people clear their mind, right? Jasmine tea especially. Takes the stress right out of you.
Why do you, of all people, know about herbal tea?
I gotta admit, that's just something I read in a magazine once.
Well, it does sound nice.
Yeah? Wanna order some?
No, that's okay. I think I'm pretty calm now. Okay, what else can we do? There has to be something.
Well, if you really don't think we can convince Nanoha to dump him, I don't know. Wait, we've been looking at this all wrong. We need to get Katsuragawa to stay away from Nanoha, not the other way around.
How are you gonna do that? Beat him up and run him out of town?
If he were the kind of guy to give up just like that, sure. But he probably isn't. Especially now that he knows Nanoha's willing to be his piggy bank. If we screw this up, he might even take her with him when he bails.
I can't let that happen.
I think what we gotta do is crush his pride. Like, get Nanoha to break up with him without shedding a single tear. As if he's nothing to her.
And how do we do that?
It's so obvious, Sachan. Haven't you caught on yet?
To what?
You pretend to be Nanoha and break up with him. Use the twin angle to your advantage. Yeah, march in and tell Katsuragawa you never want to see him again. I'll stand there and look intimidating while you give him the boot. That'll have him running.
I see. That might actually work.
Let's do it. All we need is to find out where Katsuragawa's hanging out. Your employees could probably do that, right?
No problem. I'll tell the girls to start looking for him right away.
Great. We wait for their word, and we move in for the kill. It'll go fine. I'll be right there with you to make sure he doesn't give you trouble.
This is surprisingly devious for
Good
Ichiban.
thinking today, Ichiban. I'll go tell the girls to start asking around.
She and her sister are a handful, and it feels like we're finally gonna wrap this up.
Kazuko feels his bond with Sayako grows stronger. Sayako will now gain more experience when she's not in the active party. Sayako can now change to the dealer job. That was shorter. And then we also have Adachi's to wrap up, which will be interesting because if we look at Adachi's bond, it gets tag team Nelson strike. Damage the enemy with a combined force of a Nelson hold and a good old-fashioned punch. Move cannot be used if Kasuga is afflicted with certain status effects, so we get a team-up attack. And level 45, he gets Essence of Hell's Wheel, roll enemies into a blistering inferno, damaging them heavily. It may be worth having someone go into Fortune Teller for a couple fights specifically to get Soul Tether. Oh, Enforcer would actually be really good because that's a very quick character skill to get, and it costs a lot of MP. would be really good for what is it? Thoughtless Skewer. Anyway.
Yo, Adachi-san.
Hey, Kasuga. Thanks for being there during the settlement the other day.
Not a problem. Think of the story we can tell now. You playing a rich guy and me playing your secretary.
I thought it suited us perfectly, to tell the truth. Now, how about I buy you a meal? Beef bowl sound good?
Hell yeah! Let's go to Akahushimaru. What should I get? The new special looks good, but there's also the old standby.
Come on, when someone's treating you, you gotta go with just a standard beef bowl.
Aw, man, really? Well, at least let me get a large. Huh? Adachi-san, isn't that Takashi? Hey, Taka!
Pipe down, dumbass! If he sees me like this, he's gonna know I'm not rich.
Right. Didn't think about that.
Not to mention, a rich philanthropist and his secretary eating at a dingy little beef bowl joint looks pretty weird. Let's get out of here before Takashi sees us.
What about the beef bowl?
Next time. Hey, that's the con man.
Hasegawa.
Okay, even though it was a bust, I still think that guy Yamada is a total sucker. We gotta try again. Okay, come on. Just keep the pen pal thing with him going for now, okay?
Okay.
Come on. We'll come up with a better plan. One that'll make us really rich.
You think the two of them could be working together?
Hey, what's going on here, Takashi?
Yamada-san?
What are you guys doing here?
Oh, we're getting beef bowls, because we're broke. Now tell us what you're doing here.
You're broke?
Yeah, that's right. Mr. Yamada Moneybags was fake. I made it all up. I'm just a jobless old fart named Adachi.
Huh?
Surprise. Adachi-san was just pretending to be a high roller, so Takashi wouldn't feel bad taking his money.
And this is your way of showing thanks? By taking everything I've got?
Takashi, if I were you, I'd start apologizing. Adachi-san's not the only one getting pissed off right now.
We're the ones who need an apology. You've been lying about all this money of yours, and now it turns out you're just some bum.
You stay out of this.
No, I'm gonna fuck you up now. Messing with us and stirring up a bunch of shit? You got it coming, man.
Screw this. Time for me to kick your ass. Let's go out front.
Okay, an actual fight.
Scared?
Oh, and it's just the two of us. He's level 19. It's not fair.
Get cocky. Check this out. How's that thing for you? Let's go. Let's go.
100,000 yen in a Thunder God's amulet.
God damn.
I'm so sorry.
Do you have any idea what it's been like to be me these past 20 years?
Hey, Kosuke.
Takashi-kun?
I just found this letter in my room. What's this about scraping a bumper and an out-of-court settlement? I don't remember anything about this.
Crap. I can explain.
Dude, did you pretend to be me to squeeze some money out of Yamada-san?
I'm really, really sorry, man.
Hang on a sec, you two. Let's get this cleared up.
Yeah, seriously. This letter is the one I sent to Takashi to set a date for the settlement.
And you sent it to Takashi Kasumi, that's me.
Are you serious right now?
Then who's this?
He's my roommate, Kosuke. There was a time when we were both good students striving to become lawyers. Then Kosuke gave up on having a real career and started hanging out with some losers. My guess is they pressured him into impersonating me. He's not the type to stand up to people. Guess he would have made a crap lawyer.
Look, all I did was mention that my roommate had some sweet-ass deal where rich guy sends him money every month. Hasegawa-san's the one who came up with the scam idea. I'm really sorry.
I'd like to apologize as well, Yamada-san. Although, I guess I should just call you Detective Adachi.
What? How did you know who I was?
I've known for a while. Nobody else would have cared about me enough to support me all this time. But you fought for my father's innocence until the very end.
You know about that?
Yes. Even back then, I knew about it.
Well, then let me say now what I should have said then. I'm sorry I didn't save your dad, Takashi.
Please, don't apologize. You've already helped me make sure that nobody else will suffer like my father did. Because I passed the bar exam.
You what?
Really? You kicked that exam's ass?
I did. They announced the results yesterday.
Hot damn! That's great, Takashi! Really, really great!
I owe it all to you. All your help over the years really made a difference.
Oh, well, if you ask me, it was worth every yen.
But I don't want to keep leaning on you, so I ask that you let your most recent gift be the last.
Sure. You don't gotta ask me twice. Even though, this time next month I might be a little sad not to help you.
Oh, then just keep sending it. After all, I could argue that you legally obligated yourself to keep doing it once you started.
What?
It's just kidding, that's not real. And I should know. I'm a lawyer.
Looks like Takashi-kun pulled a fast one on you, Adachi-san.
Yeah, just for a second there.
Nice to see a kid achieve something so big. I mean, that's some real leveling up, becoming a lawyer.
Yeah, God, Takashi must have worked his ass off. Ah, he's a good kid, all right.
Adachi-san, I think your kindness is what taught him to be good.
I don't know. Even without my money, I'm sure he would have made his dreams come true one way or another. That's just the kind of guy he is. He'll be a great lawyer. He'll help a lot of people.
I think you're right about that.
Thanks for everything, Kasuga.
Come on, don't get all sentimental on me.
I mean, it's just that, we've gone through some shit together, but in the end, it's, good times. I'm glad we met each other. I really am.
What a coincidence. I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Nice that the feeling's mutual. How about we celebrate Takashi passing the test with a drink?
Yeah, to great future lawyers and great former detectives.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Kasuga and Adachi's bond is at its strongest. Adachi will now gain more experience when he's not in the active party. Adachi can now use the skill Tag Team Nelson Strike, and Adachi can now change to the Fortune Teller job. The Thunder God Amulet, I assume, is just lightning resistance. Yeah, 20%. And now we've got some musical talent.
Let's get ready to rock!
Oh, that's different. Alright, so we have Ichiban singing Hell Stew, Zhao singing Hell Stew. Interestingly, Jinky Han doesn't have anything. Alright, well, let's go.
This one's for you.
What's on the menu for tonight? Curry, hamburger, paella, banya chowder, or we can just serve you!
Oh, I see. It's avenged sevenfold.
The demons are brewing up a hellish stew made of you, worthless humans cooked into a roux. Shitposters, hot takes, all you trolls. You little fish, you're all in tonight's main dish. Cabbage, onion stew, seafood ribs. None of that will satiate the beasts. Drop your pound of flesh in the demon's broth. Let them feast. Your blood is redder than kimchi. Offer it the flap around your guts. Offer it to devour it all. In the depths of your despair, the pot is dark, deep in your nightmare. The demon plots, we're dining in hell. Pardon us.
Holy crap.
So good, Ichiban.
The devil's favorite recipe. Passion experience up. And now we have...
I'm no pro or anything, but I'll try.
Zhao's English version.
Ooh, it's about to get real.
Jump! Stir hell's cauldron, hot pot party! Go now, Jack. What's on the menu for tonight? Curry, hamburger, body of chowder. We got you, The demons are brewing up a hellish stew made of you, worthless humans cooked into a roux. Hey, shitposters, hot takes, all you trolls. You little fish, you're all in tonight's main dish. Hey, cabbage, onions, juicy pork ribs. Satiate the beast. Drop a pound of flesh in the demon's brawl. Let him feast. Your blood is redder than kimchi. Offer it the flab around your guts. Offer it to devour it all. In the depths of your despair, the pot is dark, deep in your nightmare. The demon pots, we're dining in hell.
I still was not prepared to
I'm a real front man.
hear the term shit poster used in a Yakuza game. Right, let's save real quick so I can switch over to Japanese audio. I forgot the game actually closes when you do that. Yeah, we only have a handful of sub-stories left. I'm gonna mostly off-screen grind the, what is it? Part-time hero? Like, just enemy-type quests? I think I will. We'll see. Nah, I'll do that on screen. We'll have a couple part-time hero episodes. But yeah, we are coming up on endgame pretty quickly. Alright, so let's do this song 2 more times.
地獄で鍋パーティーさあ直樹ちゃん今日の夕食は何がいいかしらカレーハンバーグパエリアバーニャカウダそれとも地獄鍋にしてやろうか悪魔の地獄鍋はくだらぬ人類が食材さクソリプ送るだけのお前はまさに今夜のメインディッシュ白菜おネギ豚バラどんな馴染みの具より悪魔好みの大出汁が取れるぜキムチよりも赤い血の赤たるみきった腹肉うまいぜ闇なでも絶望するくらい暗く深い鍋底地獄鍋パーティーだ俺の出番だな
盛り上がっていくぜ
頂点よ地獄で鍋パーティーくだらない人類が食材さクソ肉を送るだけお前はまさに今夜のメインディッシュ白菜おネギ豚バラどんな馴染みの具より悪魔好みの大出汁が取れるぜキムチよりも赤い血の赤たるみきった腹肉うまいぜ闇のでも
Alright. So, next time on Let's Play Yakuza Like a Dragon, unless story, like, really interrupts me, we're going to be doing side questing for Chapter 11 and 10. Which means we're going to be doing episodes of sub-stories, we're going to be doing episodes of part-time hero grinding, episodes of more Bond stuff, more minigame stuff, because we still need to do the batting center, and we have actual money so we can try and do golf again. Ugh. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do. See you guys then.